What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKy P here, back with all the news after week number 9 of our San Francisco 49ers franchise, where the Niners picked up a victory over the New Orleans Saints. Next up, we have the 1-7 Arizona Cardinals. But first, let's go ahead and check out some of the highlights on the first drive. A nice run there by Carlos Hyde. However, the drive would come to an end with the interception by Robertson. That would give the Saints the ball, and the new tight end target for Drew Brees, Colby Fleener, down the right side of the field, would set things up nicely for a touchdown to Willie Snead that would put the Saints on top 7-0. The 49ers, looking to answer, will kick a field goal to get the game within 4. 7-3 is the score, but the Saints offense will be back out onto the field looking to extend it, and this is a bunch of third down conversions on this drive. 3rd and 7 there, 3rd and 5 here on a defensive pass interference, and then it's going to be 3rd and inches, and Michael Thomas, the rookie, will deliver the touchdown to put the Saints on top 14-3. The 49ers are not done, though. They want to get back into the game, and Blaine Gabbert will find Carlos Hyde on the right side for a nice first down as they move down the field. Then it'll be 1st and 10 on the right side. Vance McDonald all the way down to the 3-yard line. Then on 2nd and goal, Sean drawn into the end zone, touchdown San Francisco, and we have a 14-10 ball game. The Saints out onto the field now, and Mark Ingram down the right side of the field early on in the 3rd quarter, finally taken down at about the 10-yard line. That would set things up here. 3rd and goal, 17 to go, and DeForest Buckner in on the sack. That was his 2nd straight sack, actually. That's why they were on the 17-yard line. They would settle for a field goal here. 17-10 is going to be the score, but the 49ers once again looking to answer here and tie this ball game up. Blaine Gabbert looking down the field, and Torrey Smith coming back for the ball there with the grab. It'll be 3rd and 10, and then on the right side, Chris Owusu into the end zone, touchdown San Francisco, and we have a tie ball game. 2nd and 13, Willie Snead, who had a monster game for the Saints, will take it down to the 5, and that would set up this Mark Ingram touchdown. However, the 49ers looking to respond will have a rushing touchdown of their own. Carlos Hyde makes it happen later on in the game. Under 4 minutes to go, 24-24 is the score. On the left side, Willie Snead again, a 3rd down conversion that would bring them to field goal range, and they would take a 27-24 lead just over a minute to go. But Blaine Gabbert is not done yet. 3rd and 10, they need a play, and the big defensive pass interference call will set the 49ers up with great field goal position. 1st down and field goal position. Chris Owusu down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal, a play action into the end zone with 2 seconds left. Garrett Selleck would have the touchdown, and the 49ers pick up a touchdown victory on a last-second play to improve to 3-5 on the season. Now, you guys have been requesting that I only run through the practices once and just deal with whatever score I get. I have listened to y'all, and that is what we are doing today. One go through, we'll see what we can do. The goal this time is to get a touchdown. 2nd down and 8, we will convert there. Next time, we have 3 attempts to do this. We need all 3 to get the gold. 1st and 10, pressure coming, and Gabbert is going down. It'll be 2nd down and 16, but Torrey Smith into the end zone for the 49ers there. That is 2 of 3. We have 1 opportunity left, and Jeremy Curley will deliver. We will get the gold for the offense there. Now it is time to see what our defense can do for the 49ers here. If we can get another gold, that would certainly be ideal, but this one's going to be much more difficult. 1st and 10, Quentin Patton taken down by Jimmy Ward there. It'll be 2nd and 7 now. Gabbert looking for the 1st down, and Quentin Patton will deliver down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Vance McDonald unable to hold on to the ball. 2nd down and goal, and Torrey Smith wide open into the end zone. The first attempt will be a fail here. 49ers defense definitely has to pick it up on the left side. This is going to be Carlos Hyde. Not much gain on the play, though. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Then a wild throw. Vance McDonald was not ready for it. 3rd and 9 for the 49ers defense, trying to get a stop on the left side. Open is Quentin Patton. That'll bring up 4th down, a play action on the right side, and Vance McDonald keeps it going for the offense there. It'll be 1st and goal on the right side. Quentin Patton avoids the tackle into the end zone, and the defense is 0 for 2 to start the drive. 1st and 10, the Niners defense looking looking to get one stop to at least get a bronze medal here. And McDonald is taken down. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Gabbert on the right side will have another first down for this offense, and they are just making life difficult for the 49ers defense. 1st and goal, though, on the left side, and Jimmy Ward will get the interception, so the defense will get a bronze medal on the day. A gold for offense, a bronze for defense. And that will conclude the practices. So, we have no press questions today because you guys haven't really been asking me many press questions. The people that do ask me questions have kind of been asking questions that an owner would not answer. Are you going to fire Chip Kelly? An owner's not going to come out midseason and say that. Are you going to bench Blaine Gabbert? Who's the starting quarterback for the future? What do you look like? I can't answer those questions if I'm trying to play it as an owner role. So other than that, we really haven't had any questions. So if you guys would like to get into this video, ask questions that an owner could answer, I would say. But let's go ahead and check out the scores from around the NFL. All right, first up, we have the Falcons winning 35-23 over the Buccaneers. The Falcons improving to 6-3 on the season. The Buccaneers falling to 4-4. Matt Ryan, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on the game. Then Devonta Freeman with over 100 yards on the day. Doug Martin did get 2 touchdowns. Julio Jones, 10 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown for him. Definitely a very good game. Quan Alexander leads the way with 11 tackles, sacks. We have 2 for Robert Ayers Jr., 1.5 for Jeremy Mincy. 1 interception by Devon House on the day. And then fumbles forced, none happen. Oh, wait, 2. I'm sorry. McCoy is going to force 1, and Collins would force 1. None recovered, though. 27-24, the Vikings get the victory to send Detroit to their 2nd loss of the season. The Vikings improved to 5-3 on the year. The Lions falling to 7-2. Adrian Peterson, over 100 yards on the day for him. Pretty solid game from Theo Riddick as well. Stefan Diggs is going to have 7 catches on the day for the Vikings there. Defensively, Levy leading the way with 11 tackles. Then we have 3 sacks by Ezekiel Anza. A monster game by him. Nada was a factor as well. Interceptions, 1 for McLean here. Fumbles forced, we're going to have 3. DeAndre Levy forcing 2. None of these fumbles would be recovered. 35-21, the Giants are going to take down their division rival, the Eagles. The Giants improved to 5-3 on the year. The Eagles falling to 2-6. Shane Vereen, 116 yards rushing. He did have a touchdown as well. Receiving, Odell Beckham Jr., 5 catches, 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The rookie Shepard, 5 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, Steven Tolick will lead the way with 11 tackles. A.J. Hawk, Harrison, and Vernon each getting a sack. A few players going to split one here. Interceptions, 1 by Leon Hall on the day. Then we have fumbles, none happening. 24-21, the Jets would take down the Dolphins here. The Jets improved to 5-4 on the year. The Dolphins falling to 2-6, and Ryan Tannehill, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Geno Smith with over 300 yards on the day. 2 touchdowns for Taliaferro, but he also fumbled quite a bit as well. Jarvis Landry, 8 catches, 83 yards for him. Justin Hunter would get a touchdown, as well as Deion Sims on the day. Owen Daniels for the Jets there. David Harris will lead the way with 12 tackles, 2 sacks for Ndamukong Suh on the day. And look at how many sacks were happening in this game. Just everybody getting involved. Neither offensive line doing a great job. Marcus Williams, Buster Skrine, and Darrelle Revis going to have the interceptions on the day. And then fumbles forced, 2 by Earl Mitchell. 5 fumbles forced on the day, all of which would be recovered. And one thing I've noticed, if they force the fumble, it's the same player to recover. 38-35, the Jags would beat the Chiefs. The Jags improved to 5-3. The Chiefs fall to 5-3 on the season. 3 rushing touchdowns by Denard Robinson. Getting it done today. Chris Conley over 100 yards. Green over 100 yards. And Robinson over 100 yards. Conley did have 2 touchdowns, but the whole fumble thing, it's like a glitch. If a player forces a fumble, they have to recover it, otherwise it doesn't get recovered in the stats. I've noticed this, and it's an interesting thing. I don't know. I wish they would fix that, but I guess if you're simming, it's tough to predict that stuff. I don't know. Amu Kamara would have an interception there. 36-17, the Browns back on track, taking down the Cowboys. The Browns improved to 6-3 on the year. The Cowboys fall to 5-3 on the year. Robert Griffin, 2 touchdowns, touchdowns. Dak Prescott, 4 interceptions on the day for him, no touchdowns. Duke Johnson going to have 88 yards on the ground. Ezekiel Elliott would run for 2 touchdowns, didn't get a whole lot of yards. Josh Gordon, 63 yards. Williams with 79 yards. Des Bryant under 50 yards on the day there. Defensively, McLean, 14 tackles leading the way. 1.5 sacks for Crawford on the day. Agba is going to get involved as well. Tremont Williams, Joe Hayden, Terrell Brown, and Demario Davis getting the interceptions for the Browns defense there. And then Williams would also force and recover a fumble. 41-38 in a shootout in Baltimore. The Steelers would get the win to improve to 5-3 on the year. The Ravens fall to 1-7. Not making it happen. Le'Veon Bell, we saw his stats in the bye week, and he did not get a touchdown here today. Antonio Brown would get one to go with his 154 yards. That, too, continues to be a fearsome twosome, man. Shazier leading the way in tackles, a few sacks on the day. Interceptions, we have one by Shamarko Thomas. Fumbles forced and recovered, none on the day. 34-11, the Panthers would take down the Rams. The Panthers improved to 4-4 on the year, doing a good job turning their season back around despite a bad game from Cam Newton. Jared Goff didn't fare much better. The Rams fall to 5-3 with the loss. 3 rushing touchdowns by Cam Newton. So what he lacked through the air, he made up for on the ground today. But again, not many plays happening in the end zone there. Jonathan Stewart did get a touchdown catch. Jarrett leading the way in tackles. Brockers, Quinn, and Johnson getting the sacks on the day. Donald and Williams would split one there. And then plenty of interceptions to go around. 5 on the day between the two defenses there. Fumbles, let's see what we have. One by William Hayes. He would not recover it, though. And then we have the Packers taking down the Colts. The Packers 31-14 with the victory there. Packers improved to 5-3 with the win. The Colts fall to 4-5. Andrew Luck continuing to struggle, barely throwing over 150 yards on the day. Starks with 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. Todman would add one as well. Randall Cobb, a great game, 11 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. Jordy Nelson adding 97 yards onto that as well. Defensively, DeQuell Jackson will lead the way with 12 tackles, and a whole bunch of players going to get a sack here. 3 by the Colts, 2 by the Packers. Interceptions, 1 by Randall, the second-year pro. And then fumbles forced, we are going to have a few. Randall forcing 2 fumbles. He would not recover either. C.O. Moore would force and recover 1. The Titans taking down the Chargers 14-7. The Titans improved to 4-5. The Chargers falling to 7-2 on the year. Not a good game by Phillip Rivers. 2 interceptions on the day for him to go with 0 touchdowns. Receiving, Kendall Wright, 68 yards. Stevie Johnson with 41. Not a good game by Keenan Allen. Only 1 catch for 10 yards on the day. Melvin Ingram leading the way with 10 tackles. Sacks, we have 1 by Manti Te'o, 1 by Mabane there. Interceptions, Woodyard, Whitner, and Stafford going to make the plays. And then fumbles, we are going to have 1 forced by Wesley Woodyard, which he would recover. Cersei and Jones would not recover their fumbles there. Then we have the Broncos taking down the the Raiders taking down the Broncos 24-7. The Raiders would improve to 4-5. The Broncos falling to 2-7 on the year. Despite having one of the better defenses in the NFL, their offense continues to struggle to get some points up on the board, and that has kind of been their downfall so far this season. Ward leading the way with 10 tackles, 3 sacks by Aldon Smith, 1.5 by Khalil Mack, and the 2 outside linebackers. I think they have Khalil Mack playing defensive end, actually. Definitely making some plays. Hamilton would get the interception, the rookie out of South Carolina State. And then the last game, the Seahawks and the Bills, 24-19. The Seahawks would get the victory. They would improve to 4-4. The Bills fall to 7-2. So every team coming into this week with only 1 loss, the Lions, the Chargers, and the Bills would all get a loss here today to fall to 7-2. Receiving, Doug Baldwin, 7 catches, 91 yards for him. None of the Bills receivers really doing a whole lot in today's game. Defensively, Aaron Williams leads the way with 11 tackles, sacks, 1 by Kyle Williams, 1 by Cliff Averill there, and then a few players splitting a sack. No interceptions on the day. And then fumbles forced, we're going to have a few here. 2 by Cliff Averill, 1 by Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams would recover his. And that'll take us to the players of the week. Matt Ryan, 26 of 36, 295 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. Randall, 5 tackles, an interception, and 2 fumbles forced. Mitchell was 6 tackles, a sack, 2 fumbles forced, and 2 fumbles recovered. And then Roethlisberger, 4 passing touchdowns on the day, 354 passing yards. Philip Muhammad, early second round projection, mid first round talent, 6'7", vertical threat tight end. Definitely a guy that we are going to have to keep an eye on. Could be a big time playmaker for us. Early 5th round cornerback Mike Gordy, undrafted talent, but his skills actually look okay. I like his coverage skills for the 5th round. Then we have DeMarcus Avery, again, good coverage skills for the 5th round, projected in the 5th round, 6'2" height out of Houston. Definitely a player worth keeping our eye on for that point in the draft. That is going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did, and I will catch y'all next time. Later.